Okay, here we're going to look at the digestive process, and this is in general the process of breaking down the food that we consume. Starting first with the breakdown of carbohydrates. In general, it's the starch converted into sugars. A polysaccharide being broken down by salivary amylase, no surprise in your saliva, breaking down our starch, which is our complex polysaccharide, into some disaccharides that then ultimately can be broken down into monosaccharides. For example, disaccharide sucrose, the sucrase enzyme will break that down into one monomer of glucose and one monomer of fructose. Maltose, the maltase enzyme, will break that into two monomers of glucose. Amylase is this enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates. It cannot break down fats or proteins or anything else. Remember, enzymes are very specific. Continuing on, we have protein digestion, and this occurs in the stomach and the duodenum. Three main enzymes are secreted: pepsin by the stomach, trypsin, and chymotrypsin by the pancreas. So the pancreas is involved with a lot of enzymes, secreting them into the intestines for the digestion process to occur. The end result is to break down these proteins into amino acids. So here's our protein, here's our pepsin, breaking down into large polypeptides, into short polypeptides, and ultimately down into amino acids. You can also see some of the general digestive processes that are occurring. Protein digestion enzymes are secreted in the brush border here. Also, our pancreas is secreting protein digesting enzymes. Some also occurring in the stomach by the simple hydrochloric acid. And the small intestine is the major site of protein digestion, and the final digestion occurs here in the small intestine. Not really a lot of digestion occurs necessarily in the large intestine. See the small intestine being the major site of our protein digestion. And again, the liver regulates distribution of amino acids to the rest of the body. So a very important organ. Continuing on, the general process. So this gives you a good pictorial here. Also color codes, and we could see kind of the blue squiggly lines are propulsion. That's the swallowing and the kind of pushing of our food through. Then we have our chemical digestion, which is these little green raindrops, and mechanical digestion, which is the chewing that occurs in the mouth, or churning of the actual in the stomach, and also churning that occurs in the small intestine. Now on this side in the orange, we see the absorption. Nutrients, water, blood vessels, lymph vessels are all absorbing these nutrients. Also, water in the large intestine is being absorbed. The general overview, we see the cat eating the food here, is we're ingesting our food, we're digesting, breaking it down, then we're absorbing our food, we're assimilating it to be able to use to make cells and various structures that our body needs, and ultimately we're removing unused food in the amount of feces. The general structure of digestive organs, not going to spend a lot of time on this, but we have the mucosa, which is epithelium here, that inner area, submucosa, which is the connective tissue, muscularis, which is smooth muscle to keep things moving, and serosa, which is the connective tissue holding everything in place. The general path that food travel, I put into 6 easy steps, even though there's 8 listed here. The mouth, the esophagus, the stomach. Then I break apart, I kind of tie this in with the liver and the pancreas. Here in this image it's broken apart. Then we have our small intestine, our large intestine, and ultimately solid waste passes through the anus. So keep in mind, this pathway that food travels, it's important to know what occurs where and also what order that it occurs, because that's important to allow the most efficient use of the food we take in to convert it to energy to be used for our body to allow us to continue on living a normal and healthy life.